chance to go. You know, we had several plays we pushed a line of scrimmage really well. You know, that's been most of our issues is we've just had trouble getting back started. But in this game, very few times you got the ball and got clobbered. We came off of combination blocks. I mean, some really fundamentally good-looking football plays. You know, almost through the whole game. I mean, our issue in this game was third down conversion. We get a third down conversion. We had a hell of a game, but that's part of the game. You can't do that. That kept us from scoring more points. So,
how much more advanced is Derek now than he was even a month ago?
Oh, like he's come along because he's got a chance to play. You know, rep and do some things. And you know, I told you guys at the beginning, pass protection and stuff. That's the thing that always concerns me. But he's learning that. He's still a work in progress, but he's learning where to run, how to run, you know, and all those kinds of things. It's different in college football. Defenses are faster and more challenging. He's learning that. He did a pretty nice job. Hopefully we keep doing what we're doing. We'll spring him for long. You know, that's the next step.
He was, you know, punishing tacklers too at the end of runs. That's something you guys really haven't had in the last couple of years.
Well, he's that kind of back. Him and Davion is too. Davion's the same kind of back. They're big backs that will drop their pads and finish runs because that's the way they run. Certain runs don't like that as much, but both of them are really very similar style.
Does that take its, even if it's a 3-yard gain or something, does it take its toll on the defense?
I think those guys 25. Yeah, I think that if you can get a rhythm running the ball, just like you get a rhythm passing the ball, you can pound the other team into submission. There's a point. Now we didn't reach that point, which we could have, but we didn't. But you can do that. I've seen it happen. Had it happen. You know, the big backs are usually the best at doing that. Because after a while, you just get tired of tackling.
Northwestern seemed a little bit more passive on defense compared with the other two teams that you played the last 2 weeks. What do you think you were doing that made them?
They really weren't as much as you think. We charted all their blitz tapes. What happened is they tried to do early in the game exactly the same thing. The first play of the game was a snake arrow right through the middle of the defense, just like everybody else would do. And as we got into the game more, some of that went away, okay, because we were handling it so much better. I mean, we were throwing the ball quicker, we were picking the blitzes up. You know, we practiced all week pressure defense, even though Northwestern is a semi-pressure team. They're not really like they're a little bit like Nebraska was, but Nebraska, because they did better, they kept doing it. We just overkilled dealing with it with our schemes and without blocking it. And I think after a while, some of it went away, but they still did not. They still blitzed. They were playing quarters one snap or bringing some kind of zone pressure about every third play. But it didn't seem like it was as much because we were moving the pocket, we were throwing the ball faster. You know, we were doing some things that may have kept them from looking like they're blitzing as much or doing as much as they probably would have planned to do had it worked better. You know,
Iowa's not usually a heavy blitzing team. What do you expect to see from them?
You know, that's a good question. We're going to prepare for every eventuality. We're not going to assume anything, and we overkilled block and blitzes a week ago. We'll probably do some of that again this week. You know, but Iowa's a team that plays sound defensive football, always has. I mean, they play blocks as good as anyone you play, as well as anybody you play. They get off blocks as well as anybody. They play hard. They run the ball. They do all the things that defensive coaches are looking for in defenses. They have a blitz package. It's not like they don't, and they have a lot of the same pressures that we've seen the last few weeks. So how much they use them, I don't have any idea, but we're going to assume that they're available to them, so they could be coming to practice against them. So.
In the second quarter, you guys really established Derek and Davion in the first quarter, second quarter, was it a win thing? You guys got
that had something to do with it. Yeah, it had something to do with it. Because we talked a lot about the win considerations, and we wanted to see how we were throwing the ball, against or to the wind. And we were doing okay, but the whole idea is to keep yourself balanced as much as you can. You know what I mean? And sometimes you start pounding, and it's a good time to throw a flashy pass. You know, like I said, well, if you're running so well, why don't you keep running? I said, well, when do you throw back? When you're not running well, that's not a good time to do it. So you got to pick and choose when you decide to do what you want to do, and hope like heck you execute when you call that play. Sometimes we did, and sometimes we didn't. So we killed a couple drives with some drop balls and with some bad throws, but we kept some drives going with some good catches and some great throws. So It's all about execution.